Welcome back. This week we have a recap of WCBC's, Worcester College Boat Club's Torpids campaign 2022. It has been a great week of rowing for Worcester College Boat Club, and it's been really exciting to be part of sort of the growth. And we had so much fun as a club. The atmosphere was so good in these races, and I just wanted to share with you my experience of it. I didn't film very much at the races because there's always a lot going on and not much time or room to do much, but I got my reactions as soon afterwards as possible, and I hope you enjoy. Please remember to like this video if you find it useful or you think it's just a bit of fun. Please comment if you have any questions about Torpids. I do explain the rules, but they are still very complicated and I may not have done a very good job. And please subscribe as well if you like rowing content or you just want to see more pink hair. There will also be an explanation for that, as I promised last week. So let's get into it.
Give us your thoughts.
As long as it looks good.
Sausage arm.
Oh.
Sheer excitement coming off that man right now. God damn. Can't wait.
Give us some insightful comments, Arthur.
How you feeling? You apprehensive?
I don't. Yeah, it'll be fine. I pray.
How's it going?
Well, it feels like my hair's been yanked out.
I'm sorry.
But and I'm starting to smell it now. Not very pleasant. But
Tingo, you can't get him copyright.
I didn't realise that was going to fly.
Matty, unbelievable. But no, it's going well. I didn't realise I had to sit like this for 45 minutes though, so that'll be fun.
Also, no, can we just make sure we document he thought that he didn't have to wash, it would just evaporate.
That may be true. For some reason it feels like I have no hair.
You've got hair, I can see it.
Okay, that's good. It feels like it's all flat and cold.
Looks pretty good.
Someone said climb for 30 minutes.
Oh no, I have to sit. So we've just had our last sort of training practice outing before Torpids. It went really well. We did some bumps practice with some other colleges, and we seemed to be doing pretty well, especially off the start. And it was freezing. We got pretty wet, but we're feeling good. Tonight we're having a sort of a dinner as a crew together, which should be nice and bring in a sense of teamwork. So hopefully when we go rowing tomorrow, we'll be as a unit. I'm not sure having a meal together actually does that, but it will be nice anyway. So yeah, I will keep you updated throughout the week on how it's going. I'll also try and explain some rules at some point as well. So yeah, I will see you soon. Okay then, let's go through how Torpids works. Essentially, there are 12 boats lined up one in front of the other across the river, along the river, along the bank. And they're held in place by these things called bung lines that the cox holds onto. So once the gun goes and we start, the aim is to get a bump. So that means catching up to the boat in front of you and hitting their boat in some way. But because in Torpids, if you get bumped, so if someone catches up to you, you have to keep rowing. Often a cox will concede, so you will be given a bump if you're chasing them, which means that there sometimes isn't actually any contact involved. So yeah, if you get bumped, the next day, when you're lining up, you will line up one position down. And if you bump someone, you will line up one position above. And that is basically it, I think. Unfortunately, you can be bumped multiple times in one day because you have to keep rowing. So if the next crew comes to catch you, and they do catch you, you can get bumped more than once, which is a shame. But it does mean that lots of crews can get that bump. Blades is when you bump on each day. So you catch up to a boat and either they concede or you hit them on every single day of Torpids. So it goes from Wednesday to Saturday. So if you catch someone up on every single day and you don't get bumped yourself, you don't get hit from behind, you will get blades. And a blade is essentially the end of an oar with your names on it. So the name of the crew, the name of the cocks and the people you bumped. And it gets painted up on the walls of college as well, so that everyone knows you're the bee's knees. I can't think of anything else, and I'm pumped for later on today. First day of Torpids done. Apparently it was the most successful day of Torpids in recent WCBC or Worcester College Boat Club history. The women's first boat bumped, so they moved up a place, and the women's second boat also bumped and moved up a place. We didn't bump, but we didn't get bumped either. So I think you say we rowed over. So we just stayed in our position. The boat felt really good, really strong. We just didn't have enough power towards the end to try and go in for the bump right on the line. But it was really good fun. And everyone loved Arthur's pink hair. Definitely made the boat go quicker. So yeah, we're good to go for tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have some classes just before we actually need to get there, so I will be running over. But I'm excited. I think things are going to be good. We have got a pretty strong crew chasing us tomorrow, so hopefully we don't get bumped. But the people in front of us are still the same, so hopefully we can put the hammer down a bit more on the start and bump them before we get bumped. So yeah. Day 2 Torpids recap. The same thing happened again today. We rowed over. So because we're chasing a crew that is on such a similar level to us, we're only marginally faster than them. It just means that it's so hard to make up the boat and a half sort of length gap that they have at the start to get them to bump them properly, which means that our division is so competitive because lots of the crews are like that, and it's really, really hard to get the bump. But they managed to bump Somerville. St. Peter's managed to bump Somerville, who were also bumped by Lineker, which means that they got bumped twice today, and they will be starting in front of us tomorrow. So they probably have a slower crew than everyone else, which means we should be able to go in for a nice quick bump. And we have Christchurch chasing us again, and they're a speedy college. So fingers crossed we can get that early bump and start our long succession of 2 bumps, because hopefully we'll be going for a bump again on Saturday. It was another good day for Worcester College in general. The women's M1, the women's W1 rowed over like we did. They had sort of an unlucky situation again when the 2 boats in front of them bumped out. So they had a massive stretch of clear water in front of them to the next boat, which is really unfortunate because you can't make up 6 boat lengths in 750 metres. But they rowed really well and didn't get bumped, so that's what's important. W2 got another early bump, so they're 2 from 2 at the moment, which is really good. I had to leave a French grammar and translation class early today to get to the boathouse in time, but and I had a bit of a run, I have to say, but I didn't miss too much. Unfortunately, I did, however, miss an entire French literature seminar with what would have been some helpful information on the essay next week. But I've got my friend's notes, which is really helpful of them, and it means that I should be okay for the essay next week. It's a really tricky essay title, but we're all in the same boat, so we're going to help each other out, I think. The start of next week is going to be tricky. Torpids finishes on Saturday, so I will get work done on Saturday, but Sunday, Monday and Tuesday and a bit of Wednesday are realistically the only days I'm going to be able to do all the work. I'll do the 2 essays for Wednesday. Thankfully, I did all the little tasks for week 7 and week 8 at the end of week 6, which means that I don't need to worry about translations or grammar exercises or vocab, which is ideal. I mean, I really would be struggling if that were the case. So yeah, I will catch up with you tomorrow. I'll see you after a bump. Let's go. Day 3 recap of our bumps campaign, and it was a good day today. We bumped. We caught Corpus Christi, who started 4 boats ahead of us, and we caught them just in front of the Worcester boathouse, which meant that we had an almighty cheer. It was just felt so good after 2 days of really hard racing. Catching Corpus Christi right there was just so rewarding. The women's first boat also bumped. W2 had a bit of bad luck in that one of their blades broke, but they got bumped, but they still managed with 6 rowers to bump the crew in front of them. So Worcester has still technically not lost a place at all in this bumps campaign. We've all held position or gone up, which is amazing. And it was really good because there were a lot more people at the boathouse today. And yeah, tomorrow, Saturday, there should be even more. And I'm really excited. It's going to be good. We've got some swans by the lake. Please don't attack me. The reason I'm walking through the garden is because they had a clear out of the sports pavilion, and there was lots of old kit in there, and they were handing it out for free. So I got myself 2 shirts. Hopefully they fit. They're both rugby shirts. I don't play rugby, but you know what? It's pink, it's black, and it's working well. So yeah. Oh, I'm so pumped for tomorrow. I mean, I should think about doing some of the reading for my essays for next week, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do that after I have my shower, because it's so exciting. Yeah, right, I will see you tomorrow, hopefully after our 2nd bump of the week, which would make it a really, really successful bumps campaign. The saying goes, if you're a good crew, you move up, and if you're a lucky crew, you get blades, which is where you bump every day, because it is really, really hard to bump every day. So we're doing really well as a club, and everyone is just so happy. So it's just great. I mean, you can tell. I haven't been able to stop smiling. It was such a good day. Really good fun, and the weather has cleared up for us a bit. So yeah. Just me this morning in the lower library, unsurprisingly, Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. Yeah. Last night was pretty spicy. Well, for me anyway. It was end of Torpids. So, yeah, we went out to a pub for dinner as a crew. Well, most of us went out to a pub for dinner as a crew. And then we were back at the college bar, and then most people went off to Bridge, one of the clubs, to go clubbing. I went to bed because I was shattered, and also I had to wake up early this morning to get started on essays. And clearly I'm the only one, because there's no one else here in the library. It was another big day yesterday. W1 got a bump. Their 3rd one of the campaign, so 1 more and they'd have got blades. W2 got a bump, so they might get discretionary blades, which means that they might get blades, because on the one day where they did get bumped, it was because of an equipment failure, and then they still managed to bump on that same day. And then M1, we also bumped. I'm going to stop here and let you watch the footage. Editing Arthur here. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the video of us bumping St. Peter's because, yeah, it risks Torpids being shut down by British Rowing. British rowing aren't huge fans of bumps racing, which is what Torpids is. You essentially have to try and hit a boat, and every time something dangerous happens, they get a little bit antsy, and they really feel like shutting Torpids or Summer 8s down. So I'm not going to show you the clip, but you will hear a description of what happens now. Okay, so you saw there that we bumped, and we kept rowing for quite a while before we stopped. So we don't know yet whether that bump is going to be allowed. Editing Arthur back again. The final verdict on our bump was that, well, the bump got disallowed. So officially we didn't bump Peters, and we then got 2 penalty bumps, which means that officially the 2 crews behind us bumped us. It's an entirely fair penalty. It's an entirely fair punishment. We put other crews in danger. It's a real shame because we had a really, really good Torpids campaign as a club. But that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. We're still pretty happy about how it all went. So, yeah, back to the video. I should have screamed, because I was in the bows, I should have screamed, bump, wind down. But I didn't know I was technically allowed to do that. So we just kept going until we definitely hit them. We full on hit them. They slammed into a houseboat, and their stern kicked out into our boat and punched a bit of a hole in it, which is not ideal, but it happened. We caught them. That is what most people are saying. It doesn't really matter because we caught them. It does matter, but we know we're the faster crew, so next year we can go chase them down again. But as an end to Torpids, it's been amazing. It's been a great year for WCBC. Everyone's been saying it, and I had so much fun. Managed to drag some friends down yesterday for the last day, and they seemed to really enjoy it as well, even though they probably had no clue what was going on. So yeah, I think that will be the end of this week's video. I now really do need to get off on to essay writing because, yeah, I haven't got long and they're both not easy essays to write. So I think today will just be writing an essay, and then Monday, Tuesday as well. I'm going to try and get an M2 outing out ready for Wednesday or Thursday, just so that next term I can cox it and some of the novices can get a bit more experience in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed my week of Torpids, and maybe it inspires you to pick up rowing. I don't know. It was so much fun, and yeah. So bump the like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment if you have any questions on what I've been talking about, because I may not have been clear at any point. Or comment if you, for any other reason, go for it. And subscribe, because it's really helpful, and it genuinely makes me feel like I'm doing something worthwhile. So yeah, thanks for watching again. Stay tuned.